Waiting for this to do. This is taking so long. Ba ba da ba. Ba bum bum. Those of you who are tuning in, I'm live. I'm trying to wait for this, and boom, there we go. Whew, golly, it took me forever to get this to work. I am live right now. Those of you tuning in, I am Derek the Chocolate Botanist, and I am so excited to be here. I am ever so excited to be here with you all on Facebook, on the YouTube, and on the Instagram. Now, if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, do all of those things. I know there is a 30-second or so, probably a minute delay between y'all seeing this, but make sure you ask me questions. I'm going to be checking on my plants today. So I have, and hey, everybody joining in, I have this beauty right here. And those of you may remember a video I did where I showed me knocking over these cactus seeds, right? And these cactus were looking worse for wear. I put them in here and left them in here. I'm going to do some transplanting today and I have some other plants I'm going to be checking in on. And it's the new year, the end of the year. So I'm excited to see how the year tunes out and everything going on. I wish I could have like the camera here so y'all could see, but just for y'all to see on the camera, these little green specks, like right here, without dropping that small, minuscule looking thing there that is not focusing on the camera. The camera's focusing on everything, but that little bit is a cactus, and they are these little balls, these little green balls that I got up here. And I'm so excited to show y'all today. So cacti are beautiful little things, and it makes sense that they're slow growing because, like, in their environment, in their ecosystem that they would typically be in, they can take or they don't have as much water to thrive off of as plants in like a tropical area would have. So they grow super duper slow. I started these earlier in the year and they're still just like right there. I've been wary of heavily fertilizing because I don't want to kill them. Um, your plants, you have to be like super careful when they're young babies because they can be sensitive to fertilizers. Like I can't give them the fertilizer I would give one of my cuttings at this stage because there would be so many roots, right? So I'm just gonna have to do the best I can with what I got. So I'm just gonna mix, well, I already have mixed this up, which was some old soil I had from a previous plant, snake plants actually, that just did not get enough water and they went up to the upper room. I almost forgot to ask y'all. I just started talking. How are y'all doing today? What are y'all doing for the new year? What are y'all up to for this new year? What are you planting? What are you growing? What are you considering? What do you got in your brain stem for the new year? While y'all are telling me that, I'm just going to wet this up. This is a little bit of BT, a very small, minuscule amount of fertilizers in here. Nothing too strong. I'm just going to go ahead and wet this up. And I'm going to wet these up because I want these to be able to um, fit. Can y'all see everything okay? And if y'all can hear me okay, let me know. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all, am I coming through? So wet everything up. There we go. And again, tell me where y'all are watching from. Those of you watching, I'm in 3 places. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, and I'm on YouTube. And I'm just going to transplant these cacti. These cacti little balls, and I'm going to show you after I move them. I got these seeds for like $6, if that, from the Roses Express. And it was really cool to just start them and have success with them. Seed starting for me can sometimes be frustrating. because it's a long thing and I'm very impatient. In some areas, which is seed starting is an area I'm super impatient in. And I just want my seeds to be like immediately grown. And that just doesn't work. That just doesn't happen, which is very maddening. And I'm wetting this soil up heavily because I know this soil is going to dry out where I have it. And I don't plan on watering it again until probably like Black History Month. If we still have a Black History Month in America. So while I am here, those of you tuning in, again, you can ask your questions to me. I just put my soil into this container here. Amazing work. It feels like I backed up somehow and I'm out of the camera. There we go. That's much better. So now I'm going to do this transplanting. Now, I've never transplanted cacti before, and I let this soil dry out a little bit. I'm just going to grab these balls. I'm just going to kind of set them into this soil. And I wish I had a camera person here who could like move the camera right up on me so y'all could see it. I'm just grabbing each individual green ball and I'm trying to set it down at a place that makes sense. And I want to get them all because these definitely, they're growing, but they are not moving as speedy as I want them to. And I'm using a pair of forceps in order to grab them. I missed it. What are we doing? We are working with cacti. And so I have these cacti seeds I started. Again, there was a video I did where, oh, that's a piece of perlite. There's, there's a video I did where I showed like these cactus seeds I started. And then I was like, they're growing. And it took like 2 months for them to actually germinate and to be like more than just a possibility of it being on the soil surface. And I did all of that and then proceeded to knock them all over the ground. And I was so devastated. So I put them in this container and I am now trying to transplant out anything that looks like it could be the cactus. But even at this little ball stage, I'm not seeing any roots. I don't know if any of y'all grow cacti. I wish my buddy Ryan, a Fat Plant, was here. And these are just plain like a cactus variety, like nothing to write home about. I don't have any dragon fruit anymore. I think I squished that one. I'm gonna push that one over. I squished, that was definitely a plant. I squished it when I was trying to tuck it in. That wasn't nice. I probably should have made a hole and then try to put these in a hole. I'm going to see if that works. This is my first time doing cacti from seeds. I usually just get them like full grown. But I just was like, let me see if I can do them from seeds. I know there's so many of y'all who love to grow plants from seed. And I'm here for it. We ought to. We ought to give everything a try from seed if we can. But I'm basically trying to move these over. This is kind of like the boring part of the live. So if you want to ask me questions, wink, wink, hint, hint, and you want to like get your plant questions answered, like this is your time because I'm going to be doing something lively in a minute. So if you were like, I always wanted to know about this plant science thing, or any questions you wanted to know about me, just ask them. If there's any burning questions you got on your souls, you can ask them. And this live is going to be available on Instagram and YouTube after this is all said and done. I think that was another plant. And I'm going to leave this. I'm still going to keep soil in this bowl because some of these seeds look so much, or these germinates look so much like perlite. except for there's a slight greenness to them that it's hard to say like, oh, that's the plant until I grab it and then it doesn't deform like perlite, but it just squishes and bruises. And then I'm like, whoops. Like, let's see if I can find another one. I think that's one. I think this is two. There's two of them here. So let's see if I can show you all these two. And hopefully this looks like better in my hand. Just popping in to say hi and happy new year, trying to finish cleaning my office before tomorrow. Have fun cleaning your office. So y'all see this, like these. And the light is at a crazy angle because I moved everything. Then I knocked everything over. Y'all hold on one second. Jeez, oh, peas, oh. I thought I had it. Get this light connected. Let's move this down here without knocking everything over here. I swear there'll be one day I'll have a space with all the lights and I want to move all of this. It'll just happen, man. It'll just happen. It'll just happen. Why are you not cutting on? Oh, my light. Don't tell me my light is out. Oh, I somehow unplugged all of this. Let's plug that back in. Ooh, technical difficulties, child. Nope, there we go. Let's try this again. So y'all see, it's so bright on my hand now. So y'all see these two, my hands are so dirty, but you see these two bulbs-ish right here? Like these are both, this is actually perlite, I think. Like this one, make sure I'm pointing right so y'all can see it. I think this one is perlite and this one is actually a cactus. And they look, again, about the same except for the color is just a little green. It's just a little green. So I'm trying to catch all of them. Like, and there's a couple that were like especially green. But it's just the slightest blue green up here. It's ever so slight. Only can see your thumb. I know. Please move a drop back. Okay. There's such a delay here. But you should be able to see like this one. I see my hand was in the way. Let's do it like this. This one, and then this one here. And I'm trying to zoom in just enough with my good zoom. Like some of these just look a little blue green. So those are the cacti. Very small, very small. Okay. So we're gonna let that sit to the side. I'm gonna put it back in its home soon. And we're gonna move on to the next one. And there's still some that are in here, so we're just gonna leave this be. And we're just gonna give this a quickie water. And we're gonna go from there. Real quick water. Because when they're at this stage, they want like the humidity, but they don't want to be drowning. So the next plant I have is a doozy. And let me tell you why. I was checking out my plants and a couple of them, I was trying to pull one out just to kind of look at them and give them a look-see. and I was trying to pull what I thought was this one, but it wasn't moving. Okay. So I'm trying to pull this one. It's not moving. And then I try to pull this one, the clear pot, it's not moving. Before I realized all three contain a root of this plant here, this big baby here. What happened, you may be asking? I put all of these plants, like all of my plants, in close proximity to each other. And this is my strawberry galaxy, pink princess, actually galaxy is what it is. My strawberry milkshake, my strawberry shake one died. And then this one is, I believe, one I got from Jack's Beanstalk. This big one that's growing into everything. And then the one that I really wanted to propagate is this Philodendron squaniferum. They're looking rough. They're looking really rough, right? So what can I do to make my plants look better? Well, I'm going to separate them. I'm going to have to separate them because I need them to be specially apart. So I'm going to have to cut some roots. Now, again, for those of you who are like, what are we talking here? Like right here. See, this seemed like a better idea in practice. I just should have been on Instagram. Right here, you can see that this is rooted. Boop, there we go. Right here. And then it's also rooted in this pot here. Like it's rooted in so many pots. And amazingly, I did not use crushed banana peels, shells, and eggshells, and puppy dog tails, and everything else. I used legitimate fertilizer in order to grow these plants. Now, as I cut these roots, right, and I'm actually going to see, I don't want to cut the roots now I think about it. I'm see if I can dig them up. As I dig these roots up, the biggest thing is with this is that your plants need legitimate nutrition, right? And I know you're making a joke. I know you are, any champ. I'm going to slowly try to tease this root out. And here we are. And then I'm going to tease this root out here. So I'm just pulling at the root and I'm kind of letting it hopefully guide me. My soil mix is loose and this isn't super rooted. It kind of is, but kind of isn't. And here we are. Now you see how heavy these roots are. You see how thick these roots are. These roots are reaching out for nutrients, right? They are reaching out in order to get food, right? They can't call an Uber Eats like you and I can, right? But what they can do is send these roots out to absorb ionic compounds. And these ionic compounds are so necessary, but it's not in just eggshells sprinkled on your garden like fairy dust. It's not in your banana peels and other waters you save up. It's in something that was decomposed, right? That was eaten and pooped out by a fungus, by a microbe, by an organism, a big animal, right? A bear, a deer, a cow, ate something and pooped it out. And then they feed off of it with these beautiful roots. It's amazing. And this plant, I want to say this is one that I got from the people. This actually may be one that I was trying to prop and it was just not doing too well. It's actually doing beautiful now. So we're going to fix this one. But they feed off of ionic compounds your plants do. And those ions are the basic building blocks of life, right? In our stomachs, we can break down compounds, but banana peel water has nothing for your plants. And I'm sorry to say it, but not really sorry. Banana peel water has nothing for your plants. I know some of you will be like, humans sound so much worse. I know that's right. I know some of you will be like just frustrated because you're like, well, no, it has these things. But if you don't have a way of saying an NPK, if there's a person who's telling you to make banana water or any type of thing for your fertilizing your plants, but they don't give you an NPK, what they're giving you is BS. And I don't mean black cow manure. So I got this plant here. This is the Philodendron squaniferum. And we can see it actually does have some little roots here that are growing, right? Again, this seemed like such a better idea when I was originally going to do this and set this up. But you can see these beautiful roots, these beautiful white roots. And this is a slow growing baby. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one back. Okay. I'm going to kind of break these roots up though, the soil up. I'm just going to want to see because it is definitely rooting out. This is beautiful. Oh, this is beautiful. And these beautiful white roots are what you want to see. They are what you want to see. They need broken down compounds from other biophase. That is exactly right. Your plants need what is special to them in order to grow and survive. And if they don't get that, then they're not going anywhere. They're not growing anywhere. They're going to be disappointed. Can you tell me how you have the right? Can you tell how you? Can you tell? How can you tell? I can't read. How can you tell? How can you tell you have the right fungus in your dirt? Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to redo this because I want to focus on, I was trying to focus on me and this, but I'm going to redo this because I want y'all to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay. I want y'all to be able to see exactly what I'm working with. Okay. I do. I do. Shake it fast. Watch yourself. Shake it fast. Show me what you're working with. Attention, all your players and pimps. Right now is the place to be. Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, da, da. Bum, ba, da, do. Okay, there we go. So, how can you tell that you have the right soil, the right fungus, or really just overall the right microbes in your soil? How can you tell that? The easiest way is if your plants are not dying, okay? If your plants are not looking worse for wear, then you have what you are looking for. This is so much better. I feel like I'm in a cooking show. Hey everyone, I'm making plants with Derek. I feel like Bob Ross. I was gonna say Bob Hope. I'm 35, so I start mixing the names up. Bob Ross was Bob Hope. There's gonna be a Bob Dylan. Nope, that ain't it. But if my plants are not looking bad, then I generally don't have anything that is detrimental to them, or it's not in large populations, right? So when you have a soil pathogen, right, the soil pathogens literally go and they attack the roots. Like actually, I can show you this one, like these roots here. These beautiful white roots are attacked, are ran amok, right? And from there, your plants will look like who done it and why. Now, if I want to be surer that I have like the right organisms in my soil, I could use something like this. This is Arbor, which is a beautiful product that you can use. There's a link in my bio. You can check them out, right? This is a beautiful plant food that has some beautiful microbes. There's different microbial inoculants you can use like one I have that is not near me, but I use it and I mixed it into this water I'm using by Impello. And there's one called Continuum. And these beautiful microbes will set your plants up for success because they allow the soil to not only be alive and successful, but they serve to fight the pathogens that could be wrecking your soil. So, like this plant looks rough, right? This plant looks rough, but it's not. Um, oh, I see what's happening here. The plant looks rough, but it's a light issue and it's a water issue. So it's not a pathogen issue. The best way you can really tell, though, like just like a really direct way to tell if your soil has like harmful pathogens, is to get a soil test, which you can do, I believe, with your local cooperative extension office. You can ask for not just like the nutrient test, but I believe you can get like a microbial situation going on where they can tell you what's up. So this soil was already wet, and I'm going to kind of pat it down. I feel like I patted it down too much. I'm going to try this again because I want this stem to kind of be up. And these roots, actually, I shouldn't pat this down so much because these roots are still so developing. So that's what I'm going to do this. I'm going to loosen this up. I'm going to put this down, put this right here. I'm going to just lightly tap it in so it could be good. And then give a couple of little holes here. So somebody asked about the lives on Mondays. The lives on Mondays are the Dirt on Gardening podcast, which happens now on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? Happens on Tuesdays, but we have went on holiday and we are going to be picking back up within the new year with myself, Urban Gardening with Gray, and Andre the Farmer. I forgot his platform name that quick. I was like, Andre, what is his name? So this plant was heavily rooted. All of these beautiful roots. And let's make sure it's hard to do this. And then everything's upside down and right side up. This plant was rooted in these other pots. Now, I could have cut these roots, but I was like, well, wait a minute. I wanted this to get propagated anyway. And to be honest, I could cut this plant right here, right? Right here. I could cut this plant and end up propagating it and making another one, but I don't want to do that. I just want this to be here. So I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to fandangle this into one pot. I need to bring this over more. I need to bring this back more. Boop. Boop. I think that's better. I need to fandangle this into this pot. No one told me it changed. Oh no. Well, see, here's the thing. If you can't watch it on Tuesdays, guess what you can do? Do you know what you can do? You can tune in with us like in the replay. You can just watch it. You can watch it and then go from there. There we go. I'm going to squeeze this pot. And see, no one told you it changed. It's okay. I would have told you, but I forgot. I forgot to tell you. There we go. Now, this had a massive roots right here that I accidentally ripped off. A massive roots that I absolutely missed that I didn't mean to rip off. But it's okay. I'm going to fandangle this plant where it kind of bends. And basically, I wanted to do one of these numbers. I want it to bend down where all of the roots can be in the ground. Now, those of you who want to see anything I do, even this live, if you want to watch it later, everything is always on YouTube. And right now, I'm even streaming on YouTube and Facebook. So if you got comments and questions, especially those on YouTube and Facebook, like throw them up. Throw them up, throw them up. So I'm going to fandangle this plant. Y'all ready to see me do this? Hey, propagating Pothos. I'm going to move this right here. And I'm going to put all of these roots, you know, some people would be like, Derek, why don't you put this in a larger pot? And I probably should, but I'm stubborn as all get out. And I don't want to. So I'm going to kind of fandangle like this because I want all of these roots to be inside of this pot. Every last one of these roots, I want them to be inside of this pot. And that way this can keep growing, get some more leaves. And when I make a cut right here, it'll be good. Now, again, I could make this cut right here and get it going. But, you know, I'm going to. Let me see. Didn't I just send you a photo of my dragon fruit trellis and dragon fruit I planted? You actually did. You did send me that picture. You showed me all of your dragon fruits. I was kind of jealous a little bit. I might have called your HOA on you to be like, hey, check out this person. Burn all of that down. But I didn't. Wait, you're not using gloves. How dare I? How dare I? You sound like Rocco's Modern Life. How dare you? Now, I don't use gloves because I don't want to. I like to get my hands in the soil. So, boop, there we go. So I'm going to hold this like this, and hopefully this works. I'm going to put soil in and shake it. Put soil in and shake it, and I'm going to put it down. Put it down around town. I'm hoping that I get enough of this good root structure in. If I see that this isn't working, which it looks like it's not, because I would need to bend I broke it. I knew it. I knew I would. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a cut right here where it broke, which is the node. Okay, so now we have this plant right here, which is rooting still. And then we have this plant right here. We now have two plants. Okay, we're going to put the original. We're going to put the new one, actually, which is now going to be original. I think this one can fit into this pot. So we're going to see if that will work. I think it will. I think it will. Not you sending me messages while I'm live. Yeah, that'll work. So we're going to put a little piece of paper in the bottom of this. Yeah, I called the whole HOA. I said, HOA, this person thinks they better than all of us. And I was going to say that, but that would be inappropriate. It's not a Friday night. I'm going to keep that one to myself. If we have an after show, that's what I'll do that one on. So we're going to just put that one in. And that plant was already heavily rooted. So I'm going to cover that up. Boom. And then we're going to water it in. Now the soil is already kind of wet, but we're going to water it in because I want to get like this. And it's hard to show this because like the leaves, but like this junction right here, I want to get this free. So I'm going to water this in so that way there's not like soil right on top of that. There we go. And then this will probably be watered again in a week. And I'm going to just set it to the side because I have a container where it can drip. And this actually will go with this here. Hopefully like a rooting plant will either compete it and make it fail, or we'll just tell it to like grow. I changed my mind. I'm not going to put it in here. I'm going to put this in another pot. I'll put this in another pot off the camera. Why can't soil be on the junction? I never paid attention to mine. Why can't it? It can. It's not a big deal. But especially because I just made a cut, I want this growing point, any growing point as possible that is not like originally a part of the plant that would be under the soil. I want them to be like out. So for this plant, I want it to be able to stand up, and I want it to be like as much out of the soil as possible so that way it's not growing weird, but also there's not any opportunities for me to like actually break or cut something that's already at the soil's level and then it like gets a disease and die. So like if this part right here, right, and there's a part right here, if this part right here was to get a little slit, a little nick, right, and I'm already watering it, that's an opportunity for a pathogen or a fungus to come in. And I don't want that to happen. So that's why I usually try to pull them out if I can. Sometimes I'm not too concerned, right? But I just try to avoid it because I know I can be rough on my plants. Hey, Weef Wagoner. Well, maybe that's how you tell how the energy in the soil is doing. You sense things through your hands. I can tell how a soil mix is and what it should be used for by using it in my hands because I'm literally touching the soil, and from that tactile nature, I can better feel like, okay, is this chunky? Is this light? Like, how is this feeling? Oh, this has maybe this in here or this in here. I've never felt soil like this before. What are y'all using? And that gets me to start a conversation with those soil people who are growing their plants and using so many different mediums that it just helps me out. That's just what I do. So we're going to water this. And I wish I had like a big, like, if it was warm enough outside next week, I would take every plant, like, especially if it was above the 60s, I would take all of my plants outdoors and water them heavy and let them drip out because I need to like really rinse the soil out. I had an issue with some fertilizer I did, and I just need to rinse it all out. But we're going to let that drip and drop, drip, drippity drop. Y'all ready to see one of my failures? So I got this plant off of the Facebook Marketplace, and it used to look good, but look at it now. Look at me now, huh? I'm getting paper. You see this? Now, this is an orchid, and I paid some money for this, and I got this off the Facebook Marketplace, and it was doing good. But I feel like what happened is I watered it, and my fertilizing was not up to par, right? And I ended up taking this poor thing out. Now, how do I know that this is probably not going to make it? Okay, y'all see all this brown? Not my skin, not my skin. Y'all see all this brown? Okay, my skin is sexy, but this isn't. Okay, this brown rotting flesh is kind of just breaking apart. Like there's green leaves here, and this is solid, but this is just mush, right? Now I could try to cut this back severely, which I will, and see if anything's happening. But at this point, the roots don't look happy. They're not looking good. And I just feel like I've lost this one. There's nothing, like things aren't really, they're not doing like they're supposed to do, and they're not giving like what they're supposed to give. And this again happens to the best of us. Now, if you have somebody who's growing plants and you're following their account and they never show you a dead plant, run from them people, baby. Because like, look at this. You see how there's no white in that section? You see how there's no white in that section, no green? This is probably gone to grow with Jesus. Like these roots have rotted. And I could have caught this had I looked at this earlier, right? Had I looked at this a month or so ago, right? But I didn't. And now look at it. It's looking rough. So I want you to take this in, see my failure and learn from it so you don't make it happen to yourself. This is looking like who done it and why. It is looking like I should not have been like this, right? And there's not any saving this. I mean, the pot, they're saving that. It's a nice pot, but this plant is just gone. And I think there's only one section. Actually, I might be onto something. There's one section right here. So I'm going to cut off everything that's rotting because it almost seems like it's like a pathogen or a disease, but all of the rest of my plants didn't get it. I think it was just literally heavy fertilizing. I used some guano, which is nitrogen, and I don't think I had my dilution right. And I think I ended up just like completely throwing off the feng shui of my plants. But this one, you see that green? If y'all see that green, throw me some hearts, say you see it. Okay, you see that green? That's what we want to see. So it looks like of all of this that I showed you, only this is still good. And I want to actually try something that somebody gave me from the Southeast Plant Show. I thought I had it beside me. I do. Haha. So I want to try a couple of things. This soil mix was great and all, but it was hard to do this chunky mix. In addition to, I just wanted to try this media out. And if I lose this plant, I'm going to be hurt, but it's not going to be like the end of the world for me. So I have this pot here, and this is like a watering pot. You can see there's a little sensor right here, and you just set it in right this. I have another self-watering pot that I have hidden in this house that I really want to use as well, but I got to look for it because it's deep in the other bedroom, and this was like right in front of me. This beautiful thing I'm going to use. None of y'all paid attention and wrote down what I asked y'all to write. If y'all see the green, write down the word green. So I'm gonna keep going. We are going to use this, which is some Funfetti Pond mineral-based mix. Pond is a semi-hydro inorganic medium that's a blend of lava rock, pumice, zeolite, and ceramite pebbles for added fun. And this is from Propagation Diaries. I believe this whole kit is from them. Ooh, let's see if I can open this bag. Let's see if I'm going to be defeated by this bag. Peace. What was the amber product I put up? The arbor product I put up. Let me tell you about arbor. Arbor is this beautiful fertilizer. This beautiful fertilizer that is a plant food, and it is a concentrate for your plants. Now, its NPK is a 3-2-1, okay, because it's a countdown to you having success with your plants. Now, Arbor is what I love to use, and Arbor is ever so amazing. And why is it amazing? Again, this is a concentrate. So this 8 ounces, I believe, can make 32 ounces because you do 2 ounces a gallon, 30. So 8 ounces, 2 ounces a gallon. So there's four gallons. There we go. This can make 4 gallons of product, right? And it is amazing. So it is a beautiful fertilizer. It's made from good products. And it's like organic and stuff. And again, those who've been following me for a while know I don't care about organic or not, but it's a phenomenal product. And I have another product I use for building up my soil's mycology, which is Impello. And they have a product called Continuum and another one called, oh my God, what's the other one called? They have a series of products, but this one is a beautiful um, inoculate. You just mix in water and it's a concentrate too. And this is water soluble. You have a good one too. So I'm just going to take these rocks. I'm going to put them in. I've never really worked heavily with a pond mix before. So I'm just going to treat it like I normally would. I'm going to put this plant in. I have big hands. I'm just going to hold it and cover these rocks. And the plant is sticking up. Again, you want this to kind of mimic what would happen in nature. So these plants would be having a certain part of their growing sticking out of the medium or being out and about that's not like super impacted by water. So we're going to do this, and I'm just going to spray this on. And all of my issues started with I was trying to use some beautiful guano I bought like several years ago, like phenomenal stuff. And I have had difficulties getting my bird guano, because you could do bat or bird guano, to break down into the water. It's supposed to be water soluble, and I just had the darndest time. But this time I think I actually got it because I ended up killing most of my plants. And I shouldn't say killing, but a lot of them were looking like, "What are you doing, Father? Father, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to me, Father?" So I'm going to water this, and this is a mineral mix, so it's not going to hold water like this organic stuff, but it's something to give it a shot. I'm also going to pull this up because I want to see, because I feel like I put so much water in here, and I feel like I feel water at the bottom here. How can I pull this up? There we go. Oh, it's standing up. It's telling me it doesn't need any more water. Okay, so it looks like this piece, let's see if I can do this without knocking everything over. Y'all see that right there? Do this where y'all can see it on both platforms. Y'all see this? How this is standing up? That little blue line standing up? That means it's full. So I'm going to actually pour some of this out. I was hoping not to pull some of the rocks out. Oh, it's real full. There we go. I'm just going to have to watch this close. So boom, this is done. Y'all want to see another failure? I got a couple. So this is a vanilla orchid. This vanilla orchid is amazing. And these are the same orchids that you get commercial vanilla from. So like the vanilla that you eat on ice cream or in dishes is an orchid. This orchid is something that we all can enjoy and love. Trying to untie this so y'all can see it is the darndest thing. There we go. It's something you all can enjoy and love because of a black man, an enslaved child. Edmund Albius discovered the way to hand pollinate vanilla that we still use to this day. But my plant looks worse for wear. I changed my watering strategy up too, and it's just not liked it. So I'm going to see if I can get this to propagate back into the soil because it looks like, you see, I just pulled that up. You see, I just pulled that up. Like this is There's nothing on this stick. This should be connected to roots in here. And it's not. So it looks like it kind of died back. The roots died, and that doesn't look good, right? So I'm going to untie this. And since these are doing nothing at the bottom here, I'm going to cut that. All of these bad leaves, I'm just going to kind of pick off. Where did I get the vanilla orchid? I got this from a woman. Oh my God, I can't remember her name right now, but it's Curvy Plant Lady. I can't remember her government name. She gave it to me or sold it to me at the Southeast Plant Show. So I want this to succeed, right? I do not want to just put this where I think it should, which is what I was about to do, and hope for the best. So I'm going to do a quick Google on propagating vanilla orchids. Vanilla orchid propagation, okay? And when I do that, I'm going to see a lot of cool things. Now, I'm going to show y'all this, hopefully. Hopefully I can show this to y'all. Okay, is that on stage? There we go. So when I'm looking at different things, there's so much information that can come up. How to rescue and propagate vanilla. This is probably like a good person to watch. Who is this? Now, I usually go with people based on how beautiful they look. And I was like, oh, she looks nice. Man, she's in Kissimmee, Florida. Anybody familiar with her? Maria Young, right? We're going to come back to her, though, because she probably has some good information. But and that's a woman right here. I realized y'all couldn't see it because it opened in a new tab. But I want to go and try to see if I can find something. Now, the spruce is usually one website I go to, or I just call the person. And if I could call her right now, I would. I'm going to see about propagating, and I'm just going to look for the word continue without disabling. There we go. Propagating. There we go. See, cut a segment of the vine, a small part where it's smallest, so a mixture equal parts of Bury the cutting into the growing medium, coating the lymph nodes, then press the medium lightly. So it's basically what I was about to do. This is great. So we're going to go back to me. Boom. Thank you. I'm in the triad, but willing to travel for orchids. You're in the triad? Propagating pothos, you in Greensboro and them? So this mix is now going to be a mix of all these different things, which is going to be all right. I'm going to put this mix in. I'm going to use my chopstick. This is a beautiful tool you can use for your plants now. A chopstick. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You go to an Asian takeout, get you a chopstick. And I'm going to put this in the way it was growing, which it was growing down this way. I'm going to take these lower leaves off of the bottom, and I'm going to bury a couple of nodes in. And it looks like, if we look right here, it looks like there was a node trying to grow, right? We see another node trying to grow. So I'm going to bury this in right here. Boop, boop, boop. And then what I'm going to do is, because they're epiphytes, meaning they like to grow up things, for right now, because the little wooden board that came with it was great. This is like a paint dowel, but it's breaking down. I'm going to kind of use a mix of both though, but it just wasn't giving me what I had wanted to give. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of wrap it around this and then try to like wrap it around that. And then as it grows, we'll hopefully get more. And this loved the area I had it in because it was growing in this beautifully humid area. But I changed my watering up. And I think between that and some other things, it ended up it just wasn't happy. And I got to make my plants happy again. Because when they're happy, I'm happy. When the plants are comfortable, I am comfortable. My vanilla orchid loves its position in my kitchen window. I bet it does. Yes, GSO, propagating. Hit me up if you ain't already. I don't, have a lot of orchids, but oh, Curvy Plant Lady is in Atlanta. But if you come to Gunter's Greenhouse in Durham, they sometimes have them, the things, the people, the words, the orchids. There we go. I could not think of that word to save my life. So that was it. That was pretty much all of my things. So like, whoop, let's see how this looks. Oh, that's perfect. Knocked everything over. So that was it. We repotted a couple of plants. We repotted this orchid, right? We repotted and we saved this. This is like, doing the best it can with what it got. We we watered my Pink Princess Galaxy. I got this from Gunter's Greenhouse in Durham. They ship. So if you don't want to come down here, you can order online. They do ship. And they ship them with heating packs. I got to put a video I'm supposed to put up. And I got this plant. I don't remember who I got this from. I feel like I got this from Jack's Beanstalk. Side note, if any of you are like tissue culturalists and you're like propagating plants as tissue culture, hit me up. That's an easy way to like increase your plants and increase your population of your plants. But that's it. Now, party people also, before I leave, because we've been up here now for what, almost an hour, I'm going to be at Plant Mania. I don't know if I'm going to be teaching, but I'm going to be at Plant Mania in Raleigh. So if you are in the Triangle, if you're in North Carolina in general, why don't you come out and see me? I almost forgot. Y'all almost had me forget to repot this. You remember this? Jeez, y'all was supposed to remind me. I was gonna walk right off and come back days later and be upset. Now I need a pot because I took some pots out. That's the cactus. We also did cactus at the top. Y'all got any other questions for me while I quickly repot this other plant? Any other questions? Any other comments? Any other concerns? Do 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 do. I feel so bad I didn't bring the camera back down so y'all can see it. This should be like right here. Let's see. Try to get some of that dead tissue out. I also did some spraying with this past week too. Let me see. I don't think there's any other questions or comments. There we go. Ta-da! Done. I move way quicker when I'm not showing it on camera. So yeah, I repotted some plants today. I have plants I need to water, and I'm trying to basically water everyone as heavy as possible. Um, I have plants I need to move in because they're like painting the outside of the patio. There's so many things I want to do. Before I leave, because there's only like 7 of you here, I want you 7 to know if y'all hit me up, really any of you that watch the video to this point, if you hit me up and you ask me for plant questions within the new year, I got you. You can DM me. Some of you already do, and I will answer any of your plant questions. Any one of them, because why not? Now, I'm going to be doing some big things that I'm starting, some recording, some different things, platforms I'm building. I have Substack that I've ignored and I'm coming back to. I'm building my own platform and I'm really working hard to be all the excellency I want to be. So anything y'all want to see from me in this new year, let me know. Let me know, right? If you want to, you have things you want to see. If you want to go live with me, if you're a person that does content and you want to go live with me or want me to come to your live, hey, let's do it, right? And especially if you're in the Triangle or North Carolina, hit me up. And then lastly, I have valued every one of you over this year. And I'm going to put a video up just to, be like, oh, thank you guys. But I valued every one of you over this year. We have done so many things, and I cannot wait to see what 2026 has. 2025 was new. 2024 was new, but I can't wait to see what we have and what all goes on. Thank y'all for being y'all. Thank you for being my friend, and I will see you all on the other side. Toodaloo!